Hey, guys.
Hello. Welcome to the Secondhand Collective Podcast, a podcast about Poshmark by Poshmark users. That would be us. I'm Stephanie.
And I'm Evan.
And we are Poshmark users. I'm probably going to say podcast instead of Poshmark this whole time because the words are so similar. We decided, well, one day, a couple weeks ago, I texted Evan and said, you know what we need is a podcast about Poshmark. And I thought that she'd be like, cool, go look one up
Like,
or
great.
something.
Have fun.
But she was like super excited about it. And now here we are. And we're getting ready. We're doing it. It's very awkward.
We're pushing through.
Yeah, it's so weird because it seems like such a normal topic. We like talk about it forever and then you put a microphone in front of us and like start it and we're like,
we've never spoken to each other before.
Yeah, we've like never spoken, period. I feel like. But yeah, we are so excited about this. I think for me, when I really love something and I'm really stoked about it, I just want to talk about it all the time. And finding somebody that understands the highs and lows of selling on Poshmark is really cool. And I love following people on Instagram, but I also love podcasts as well. So being able to just bring someone in the car with me, not actually, but in my ears, or have it playing when I'm listing or whatever, I think is great. So yeah, we're just excited to talk about podcasts. I did it. Talk about Poshmark on a podcast.
You failed.
Dang it. We're not starting over. We're 1 minute and 55 seconds in.
We gotta keep going.
Gotta keep going. But we wanted to start with kind of what brought us here, why we sell on Poshmark and everything. So, Evan, I'm gonna ask you first.
Okay.
So, when did you start reselling? Like, was it on Poshmark? Did you start somewhere else? Why do you sell? What's your story?
So I started thinking about reselling when I was still living in California, which was like 3-some years ago. And I had looked on Depop and I sold one item.
Do you remember what it was?
Yeah, it was this like Urban Outfitters, like British flag tapestry, because I was like, I'm so hip. But I sold it and then like my entire profit went to the shipping and it was ridiculous. And I was like, this sucks. So I was like looking for an easier platform. And then I came across Poshmark, and since they deal with shipping for you, I was like, all right, cool. This is not going to ever happen again to me. And so then I just listed everything on Poshmark, and I mainly started with my own clothing.
Well, what did you, so did you start at, like, did you jump into the world of reselling, or did you just start selling?
I just started selling. I didn't, like, have a lot of, like, money to really go out and buy things. And I had a decent amount of clothing. So I started doing that. I wanted to pretend like it could have been my full-time gig right away, but I probably was making like $20 profit a month, so yeah. I had to get a real job. But I would buy things, like I would start sourcing and going to thrift stores, but I would just buy things that are like, yeah, someone would wear this, like no name brand, just whatever. And then it wasn't until I started following other resellers on Instagram that I was like, okay, so there is like a strategy to this.
It's like a thing.
It's like, people want certain items, they want certain brands, and if you actually want to make money, you kind of got to go with that. So then I started actually sourcing and doing all that, and that was about a little over a year ago.
Cool.
So I haven't been doing it that long.
But long enough. A year is a long time to be in it. So you did you start knowing that you could have made money off of it like a job? Or a side hustle or anything? Or was it just like making your money back?
Like I wanted it to be a real thing. I didn't want to just go back to another like crappy job. But like I said, I wasn't making enough money and I didn't know what I was doing. I was running out of time. I needed to pay bills and stuff. So I was just like, all right, cool. And then when I would work jobs, I would never put time into it. So it always just went on the back burner.
Yeah.
But it wasn't until like the divorce and all that when I was like, okay, cool. I have to actually make a living eventually that I started picking it back up and taking it more seriously. And yeah, that's all she wrote.
Yeah. What was the process of going from like something that got put on the back burner to making it your full focus? If that makes sense.
It wasn't consistent. Like I would start and I would do really well for like a week and then I'd like lose momentum and then I would go back on the back burner. And it was just kind of that back and forth for a few months. And it really hasn't been consistent, like me working every single day for more than like 2 months. So, but I mean, consistency works. That's like the main part of this job is just being consistent. Because if you don't put the work into it, no one's going to see your items or buy your items.
Yep. You schooled me on that, like, whenever we were getting coffee that one time and I was complaining about my slow sales and you were like, well, are you consistent? And I was like, good grief.
Like, what? I actually have to work.
Can't we just complain about this for a minute? Like, that's what I wanted.
I know.
Yeah. I actually was like searching through, I like following hashtags on Instagram or like just going through, like I did Whole30 one time and I like every day, every spare moment was looking at the Whole30 hashtag. Like, oh, what other things are you guys making with your eggs? Cause that's like all you can eat is egg. That's not everything. You can eat more, but,
love those eggs.
I can't eat them now. I don't hate them, but anyway, tangent. And I was looking at like debt repayment or something and somebody had posted on and used like either the Dave Ramsey hashtag or debt repayment or something and had said that they bought something and made a profit. They bought something at Goodwill and made a profit by selling it on Poshmark. And I was like, wait a minute, I go to Goodwill all the time and I always see cool things and I'm like, somebody should buy this. Yeah. And I didn't know who, and I like didn't want to stand there and wait for people to respond to my text. If I was like, do you want this? It's $8 or whatever.
Yeah.
And so I was like, wait a minute, like I'm already going. I definitely could just maybe try to make a little bit of extra money. I was working 2 part-time jobs at the time, and then was like, I think I could do this. And it was mostly as a way to like make money to pay off debt. And I think it was like the month before Justin and I got engaged. So I knew like we're probably going to get married and pay for a wedding and all of this stuff. And I had actually downloaded the Poshmark app years before because I remember I listed a pair of Victoria's Secret pink sweatpants. They were white. I remember the exact pair because I had listed them. I downloaded them, listed them. And like a year later, someone, and this drives me bananas when people do it, but someone had commented and said, is this still available? This is like in 2013, like years ago.
Yeah.
And I remember being like, oh my gosh, I am selling something? Like I better go delete that. But I had the app still. So like it says I've been a user for forever.
Yeah.
But it wasn't until 2017 that I was like, I'm going to give this a try.
Yeah.
And I went to the Goodwill outlet and would just buy by the pound, like tons of stuff. And I sold it for like maybe $5 to $8 profits. I think $20 was the most I had sold anything for. And I made so much money, like $1,800 in that first month. But I was waking up at the butt crack of dawn to package things together. And I was nannying and I didn't always have like the car seat for the baby I nannied. So sometimes I couldn't even drop them off. So I'd be like, and I had to work during the hours that the post office was open. And it was like so stressful. And I knew kind of when that nannying gig ended that I just really wanted to do Poshmark and to be a reseller as my main source of income. I wouldn't say it's full time. Like I was listening to someone else that said they do it full time, but then they were also explaining what they do with the rest of their time. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I don't know. To me, full time is 40 hours a week.
Yeah.
But I think it's my main source of income. So I feel like that's the whole thing. It's like, it's not full time. It's definitely part time, but it's enough to where I'm not going to have to go work at Subway.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even though sometimes the consistent paycheck would be kind of nice.
I'll make those sandwiches.
I know.
Just give me a paycheck.
I know. And it's so nice. You'd be an artist, a sandwich artist.
Sandwich artist.
Yeah. Also, we had Subway for dinner. So that's why I'm thinking Subway. But yeah, so that was for me how it was. And I actually, I went to Nashville for the summer and wasn't able to like really put my all into it. Then I got back and then got married, and so adjusting to that, and then I had a surgery, and it was like crazy. So it wasn't until January of last year that I think I really dove in. So now that I think about it, we're probably like very similar in our timelines of.
And you already have how many listings?
I have like 700 listings. 730.
And you got that from this January?
From last January.
Last January.
Yeah.
Okay.
But like I was saying, I would go to the Goodwill outlet and buy like 40 items at once.
Right, yeah.
And would just list them all. And we will definitely talk about this in further detail, but I'm very much like, I would rather sell you something really cheap, maybe cheaper than I should sell it for, but I will, like, you get like a no frills experience with me. I'm like, here's a picture of it, and I take detailed pictures. I don't put a lot of energy into that. Like, to me, for a while, and I'm adjusting this, but for a while, my strategy was like, I would rather spend my time listing new items.
Right.
And then it was like a couple months ago that I listed way too many items and wasn't selling anything, and was like, I have no room. I'm literally drowning in clothes and nowhere to put them. So I've been like rethinking my strategy, but yeah, anyway, that is literally up until now. That's my journey with Poshmark.
Nice. Till
this moment. Yeah. So you said that you started following people, or you started like following people on Instagram, and that's when it got serious for you.
Yeah.
So how did you discover them? Like, did you just type in, do you remember that?
I don't really remember how it happened. I don't remember. I just know that I must have followed like a Poshmark hashtag or something, but then I started seeing, I don't know if it was anyone in particular. I just was realizing like, whoa, there's like a whole little community here. Like, I had my business account, but it was just me posting literally like what I was selling, just like whatever. And I didn't really get any followers, and it was just really stupid. So that was like the whole like discovery of like, okay, there's, like I said, this community, and they're literally telling you everything you need to know about how to be successful. And it wasn't until then that I realized like the brands that sell and like how much you can actually ask for these brands.
Yeah.
Not just like, hey, take it for $5.
Yeah. Yeah.
Come waste my time.
That's like I think the coolest thing about Poshmark is the social aspect of it.
Yeah.
I mean, here's another good question. Do you sell anywhere else?
I actually have started selling on Mercari.
Okay.
I dabbled in it like a little bit a few months ago, but I started again because I'm just going through all my stuff, and I was like, I have books. I don't want these books. Let's see if I can make any money. And like, I've sold a couple in like the last like couple days, and then I've been picking up little kid clothes when I go sourcing, just because they're there already.
Yeah.
And I was taking them to the consignment store up here, and now I'm like, why don't I just try selling them on my own?
Yeah.
And if I can't get them to sell, then I'll just take them there.
Yeah.
But I've actually I've made $20 in the past 2 days on there, which is better than a stick in the eye.
Yeah. Don't sleep on Mercari. Have you ever done eBay?
I've tried. It's too confusing.
Me too.
I just don't understand.
That's why
like literally, like I was trying it the other day and I was typing in the title and it was like, keep going, adding those details. And I'm like, what? And so I was just like, size medium, long cardigan, pink. And they're like, there, you did it. Great title. And I'm just like, I can't do this.
At least they're encouraging.
I guess. I was like, isn't that what the description like is for?
Yeah, true.
But I don't know.
Mine is the shipping. I can't.
Yeah, that's tough.
There are some things in life that I just, not only do I not understand, I don't care to understand, which is like the foundation of me never understanding. One of them is the iCloud. Like, it's so dumb.
Oh, I remember you telling me that. I
can't grasp the iCloud. And every time Justin is like, here's the deal. I'm like, just stop. Like, just don't.
Let me live in ignorance.
Yes. And I'll like even use that as an example and tell other people, like, it's like how I don't want to understand the iCloud. And they're like, the iCloud is so simple. And I'm like, please don't tell me. Like, even if you tell me and I think I maybe understand it, because I don't care to understand it.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna.
Yeah. You're never going to learn because you just don't want to.
I don't care.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about shipping. And that's how I feel about eBay.
Yeah, no, for sure.
So
it's hard because I see people that are like that's their main thing. And, you know, they're like making hundreds of dollars. And I'm just like, oh, but is it worth it?
I know.
Is it worth the time I would have to take to learn this? If someone like sat me down and maybe like explained it to me, maybe. I don't know. I can't say I would.
I know. I feel like it might help so much in diversifying my income, but at the same time, I don't know. I just don't have the energy.
Yeah. Well, and I know I would be the type of person that would have the same listing on multiple platforms and forget to delete them and like have to go through that whole like rigmarole of having to be like, sorry, I sold this somewhere else. you know?
That actually happened. I mean, I've sold a few things I used to sell on eBay all the time. Actually, I was thinking about this today. I used to just sell my own clothes on eBay, like just to get rid of them. And there was someone that I think had asked for a couple of different items to be put in a bundle. And this was really the breaking point for me. It's so simple. I really dove into Poshmark because we finally got a printer that worked, which sounds so basic, but that's like definitely something you need access to a printer. Yeah. And if it's going to be like something that consistently brings you money, then you need everyday access to that. And I used to just sell stuff on eBay and I would just handwrite their address. I didn't know. I had no idea. So I would just like I would charge them the shipping and I would just send the thing in the mail with like a handwritten thing. And I remember somebody had bought a bunch of different like listings and I'd put them together and said, oh yeah, we'll combine the shipping. And it was like, I mean, we're talking like $85. And it was for me the hugest deal because it was just something I was doing to clean out my closet.
Right.
And they basically opened a case and said they never got it. And I was like, I sent it. I sent it, but I had no tracking or anything because I didn't understand that. And so I was thinking about that today when I was thinking about the podcast. And I was like, oh man, I could never imagine doing that. Now it's like on the off chance. I've had a couple times on Poshmark where I've like forgotten to put an item in a bundle. Yeah. And people are like, just send it. And I'm like, I will not send it without that shipping label.
Yeah.
So... And they're like, just send it. It's not a big deal. And I'm always like, no, one time I lost $85 because of it. So, yeah. But, yeah, it's crazy. What are your goals with your Poshmark closet? If you were to say, like, if I were to say, where would you want to be in a year from now with your Poshmark closet? What do you think?
A year from now, I think my only real goal is just to have a, like, sustainable income. Mm-hmm. I don't really, I mean, I've been trying to get to 250 listings, so that would be great if I could just do that. But I don't know. I mean, I don't really care how I get to the point of having a full-time income.
Yeah.
As long as I get there, man.
Yeah.
I gotta make that money.
Yep.
What about you?
Yeah. I don't know. That's actually, I like asked you the question and didn't do the thing where I thought about my own answer because I just asked you the question. I don't know. It's hard. It's really hard for me to imagine or think about. We're having a baby in like the next week, and not me and Evan, me and my husband, but
we're just real close.
We're just friends for now, but
for now.
But so I don't know how anything is going to look. So I feel like it's hard because in a year I might just be like, I want to list 5 things a month because I'm drowning or whatever. But I really, my goal would be to like clear out all of the stale inventory that I have. It sounds like such a small thing, but there's so much in there that just needs to be gone. Yeah. So I feel like clearing that out and just maybe raising my average sale price a little bit. My average sale price, I think, is like $9. And so bumping it up, I always am like figuring out my average sale price. Yeah. So if I could just raise that, because then I need to sell less to make the same. Yeah. The whole work smarter, not harder thing.
For sure.
I was willing to work hard for a while. No, I don't really want to work.
I mean, especially with a kid, it's like you're going to have to work smarter.
Yeah.
I feel like in a year from now, you will have like gone through like the figuring out process of how to do it with a child, and you'll be like leveling out and on your way to success.
I hope so. Man, I hope.
Hopefully it'll be before a year.
I know. Let's hope that it's not.
But those little buggers.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think that's a pretty good, our stories with Poshmark. Yeah. Maybe where we're wanting to go. I'm excited about the podcast. Just being able to talk about all the things we talk about anyway. Yeah. We had like a little podcast meeting like last week, I think, and it was supposed to be like 2 hours.
It was like 3 hours.
We were like standing outside pretty much in the rain, like continuing to talk. So I don't think we're going to have any problems running out of the things to talk about.
Right. We just have to get comfortable with these mics in between us.
Yeah, and kind of the awkward looking at each other. Next time I'm going to make sure I have coffee.
I just love staring into your eyes.
I don't.
Justin, get back in here.
I don't really know how I feel about that. But yeah, if you're listening to this, thank you. We just started up all of our social media things because we're hitting the ground running. We're trying something new. Yeah. So you can follow us on all the things. Our handle is the SHC, which is Secondhand Collective, the name of this, but abbreviated, the SHC Podcast. And that's Instagram, I think Twitter and Facebook as well. And yeah, we are excited about this and can't wait to see where it goes and to hear from people. Please interact with us.
Please like us.
It's like middle school all over again. But yeah, thank you for listening, and we will see you next time. Well, we won't see you.
We'll talk.
You'll hear from us next time.
Yeah.